I think that we should all like, okay, unless you're like actually a elite athlete where your job is to train every single day and you're training like 20 to 40 hours a week, I think intensity should always be prioritized. And I don't actually think that you need zone two. Like, I don't think you need it for anything in terms of promoting adaptation. I think if you're getting benefits from zone two, it might just be because you're doing continuous exercise, and in which you might be getting more from zone three, for which you can do continuous exercise for a long time.
Can you define zone three? Sorry, so I make sure we're on the same page.
It would just be like right
LT2,
above
like...
your lactate threshold. So, I mean, if we're thinking about like a 5-zone model, so the way we conceptualize, we categorize exercise intensities in exercise physiology as domains. There's 3 of them. We have our moderate intensity, our heavy, and our severe. And zone 2 falls right below that moderate intensity delineation. And then once you're in the heavy intensity domain, we can say that there's 2 zones within that, zone 3 and zone 4. Once you're above into the severe intensity domain, you're in zones 5 plus whatever, however many you want to think of. And so if you're above your zone 2, like just above it, you're in zone 3. As you move up, you're in zone 4, and then eventually you're above a threshold, which you'll know because you just can't sustain exercise. Like, you can go for, I think it's like max like 8 to 10 minutes or something. And when they look at like to fatigue, but anything below that, you can go for like 40 to 60 minutes until you fatigue. And so that's continuous exercise. Like, if you're going for a 60-minute run, you could very well do that within zones 3 and zone 4. And I think the evidence would suggest you would get greater adaptations within those 2 zones than if you were to do that 60-minute run in zone 2. Where I think zone 2 is useful is once you've basically maxed out how much volume you can do above zone 2 that you can recover from. Because we want to be able to train like every day, if not like at least 5 days a week if we're trying to like really train.
Be fit, healthy.
And so you don't want to be doing so much intensity volume above zone 2 that you can't recover. Now you can't train the next day, or you can't train well the next day. So I think there is like an art to it, but and I think we're all different. So like the individual who's a mom training for a marathon, who's also chasing around 2 kids, who works maybe a full-time job, that person might not be the same as that university student training for a marathon where all they have to worry about is studying for an exam, but they can fit in their hours. So being able to recover is, I think, an individualized it's an individualized protocol, and so that would determine how much volume you could achieve above zone 2, I think. But I do believe that fitness and health come from the volume achieved above zone 2, because we know that volume is associated with, is a strong predictor for both performance, for mitochondrial content, and so being able to accumulate volume is important, which means that we have to be able to recover from our workouts as well. So I think zone 2 becomes useful once you're like, okay, well, I can't do any more zone 3 plus. So, but I want to exercise today. I'll do some zone 2 or something.